What is good, everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another Geoguessr video. Welcome back to the road to #1 in the world on Geoguessr Jewels. We are currently trying to climb past that 1.4k mark. We've been sitting there since we introduced moving games only, and we've gotten a little bit unlucky in the last two episodes. This is the episode, I think, where we push forward a little bit. Anyway, we are 78th in the world. I would love to see that be top 50 this episode, but let's see if we can do it. Johnny Vincent is our first opponent here, who will give us about 5 or 6 points of rating if we can beat him. And the first round here, we have shutters on the windows, thinking of Greece or Italy here. So let's see if we can move here, get a better sense for it. So these mini churches are very Greek. We also have wooden poles and this plate here. So I do like Greece a lot here. Some island should work here. It could easily be Crete as well. But I feel like just going in the middle of the islands is good, because it could also be like Corfu or something like that. But yeah, when you have no blue strips on a lot of the plates, like this one has it, that one doesn't. It's often on an island. This one, however, was not. So obviously does not always work, and our opponent gets a good guess. But yeah, those mini churches on plinths are very, very common in Greece, and I'm not sure how common they are elsewhere. Not that common, I think. Yellow field in sign here should be Croatia. Yeah, and how close are we to everything here? Koper is 38 kilometers away, which is in Slovenia. So we should be somewhere around here. I don't actually recognize those other places, so it is even possible. Well, I think we should just guess, like, 38 kilometers away, roughly, from Koper there, and see where it actually is. It could actually be on the Slovenian border, or inside Slovenia, but the yellow field inside would make me think this is probably Croatia instead. So I hope we're actually rather close here, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. Maybe it's just further down. Okay, it was actually just a bit further over there. Good guess from my opponent, though. Really nothing too bad, so... yeah, fairly uneventful start here with some smaller countries. Let's see what happens next year on round number 3. And so we have some flag antenna with, like, wooden poles. I feel like this is one where we do actually just go for info, because there's no point in not going for info. And I'm thinking Czechia is decent here, although wooden poles is not particularly typical, so maybe even Hungary. Okay, this direction is clearly bad, so we headed that direction. Let's see what's over this way. This way is closer to the town, so maybe it will actually give us something. Yeah, I actually don't get like a strong vibe here. I'm just waiting for a bollard or something, really. What about on the poles themselves? Can certainly see Hungary is actually quite decent. I just don't know. Let's check out what we got on the plates here. So anything unblurred. That one has a bit of red on it, so maybe it's actually Slovakia. That would make a lot of sense. We have like a pretty Slovakian pole here, and the Slovakian font on this sign. So I would say it's not too far from Czechia. That's kind of like the vibe I got, somewhere around here. Could also be east, far east maybe, but yeah, I feel like this is a good guess. And here we have some Gen 4, so maybe we get a better idea now that we clicked here. Not really, though. I mean, I still like our guess, because, like, kind of random hills with, like, castles on them makes sense for that side. Was a little bit further over this direction. So Johnny Vincent playing really nicely so far, making all good guesses, which I guess you would expect from 1,000 plus rated player. Next one here, we've got the Sri Lankan Geoguessr. And it feels like we are up in the mountains somewhere, so I feel like I'll just go for a guess here. Around that area, like around Kandy, whenever you see it being very green with lots of palms and a bit of elevation, that tends to be a good kind of region guess. One thing I will say about Sri Lanka, well, it's just Kandy there. One thing I say about Sri Lanka is that the, towns are often marked on shops, so you can, now that we're moving, we could on high multis look for town names and have a decent strike rate, I reckon. Anyway, this one's Russia. So what do we see here? Zavod. Zavod probably isn't what we want. It's just really hard. I know a lot of you guys can read Cyrillic, but it's really hard for me to decide what's actually relevant information. Anyway, we have the black cast short antenna here. What's the vibe? Yeah, I don't know particularly what I think here. Like, I think I just click, like, middle of everything. I don't know where the black cast short antenna is found either. Well, it's just Chelia there, so our opponent going in Moscow is quite a bit further away. Really just fortunate. I don't really think I knew that it would be in that area. It's more just a hedge. I was even considering Far East, but the vegetation really didn't fit. Anyway, next one here, Black Geoguessr. I think it's Malaysia. I haven't quite decided. Okay, we can actually look for some of my metas if it is Malaysia. .my, so yeah. So let's see if we can get something. We should be... Let's see, actually. I just want some, like, kind of good info here. We basically don't have too much. 019. is the area code. Don't really get too much from that either. So let's see, like, I can just walk until I find something that I think is relevant, but we just haven't seen anything like that so far. Even like a street sign would be fine here. It's just been devoid of anything that I've found as useful, actually. Yeah, like no street signs at all here, really? That's unfortunate. Let's go over to this intersection. Even traffic lights would be useful here. Okay, we are somewhere on the number 1 here, and that is relatively useful. I think like this is the number 1, right? And so I don't actually know places. Seremban. What is this one called again? No, I don't know these places, man. I just don't know town names. It's actually bad. So that is the number 1 though, right? I think so. Well, it has to be. I mean, we're near Kuala Lumpur. It's 2 hours north, so I guess we just go like, oh, that's Seremban here. Yeah, Seremban, I mean. So, yeah, I guess we just go there. Hope for the best. Was nearby there, indeed. Probably could have done much better. That just shows you how bad my place name knowledge is that round, really. And still, we come up with a good profit, so I really can't complain. Okay, next one here, we have double yellow. Should be Hong Kong with these massive apartment buildings. Could still be Singapore, I guess. So we go to the intersection. It looks like it is Singapore, actually, doesn't it? Some reason I still can't tell. This is a bit concerning at this level, but I think we do have black number plates there. That's a Hong Kong taxi. Okay, there we go. That's why I was a bit confused here. So let's just go for confirmation here. I mean, yes, it's Hong Kong. I just, for some reason, I mean, the black number plates, though. I mean, sure. Oh my gosh, guys, I don't actually know. Holy shit. I'm actually speechless. I just did that. I just moved around for like, okay, bro. Okay, that's just not good. That's just not good. But was that not a very typical Hong Kong taxi? I guess I just don't even know what Singaporean ones look like. Okay, we're facing this fella again. Not the guy we wanted to see, I guess, but obviously we should be winning every time against him. These are not particularly useful. That looks like a, now what format is that? Is that one of the Tokyo format ones? I feel like it could be. Actually, yeah, it looks like we have Tokyo poles as well. So I think I go here and hope for the best. Guys, I really cannot believe that last round. That was maybe one of the worst things to ever happen on the series, honestly, just because I had moved around and like it just goes to show that my moving, I'm not good at moving. Yeah, I'm just not good at it. So we really have to like really improve that quickly because standing still, I'm obviously getting that right every time, guys. Obviously. Like it's actually like you guys don't know me well enough if you don't think that's the case. Okay, let's actually check out language here. It's probably not Delhi. Why did we just move away from the sign? Okay, there we go. It is Delhi. We got Hindi there, so yeah, it wouldn't be one of the southern rounds apparently. So what was the other city that we had here? It was like Hyderabad. Was it like Bengaluru or there was one other one? Ahmedabad or I don't know what it was, but it was something like that. Something started with an A, I think. So. Okay, this one looks like Denmark. I guess I'll move just to confirm with a street sign. But yeah, guys, I would never have failed that round were it not for the fact that I was moving. I'm absolutely positive of it. Like it's just the fact that I get so frazzled when I'm moving around for real. Okay, this is like the most little blurs I think I've ever seen. It's actually so cool. I guess it's kind of like, I don't know. Okay, let's go back to the start here. I mean, it is just, I don't know why I'm not trusting myself here. Let's just go. Doesn't really matter if it's wrong anyway. It has to be somewhere nearby, so it's fine. And that looks like it could even be a Danish flag wrapped around there, which I kind of neglected to look at properly the first time. But, I mean, we kind of are, like, yeah, we were in kind of like a big, like, estate there. It was kind of difficult to get out. I just guessed here for, like, completely randomly. Should have just gone Copenhagen. Would have made a lot more sense. But, enough complaining. Let's just bounce back from where we were. This is Kenya, obviously. We've got the blue lights. We have to be somewhere not too far from Nairobi on this road here. Let's line it up with the right angle, I guess. Although, probably just guessing would be a better idea. That is north-south, so we should be somewhere right there. Yeah, this should be basically 5k. So the blue light is like on this road for this kind of stretch here. And then you also have this black cord, which hopefully doesn't guess. Oh, where's the black cord? Normally you have this black cord over here as well on the same road, which goes down all the way down. And yep, we did 5k, even 400 meters away there, so that is very nice indeed. Another 1,000 points of damage. And, you know, let's head through to the next round. I cannot believe that I went Hong Kong. It's unbelievable. I knew I had a sinking feeling before I sent in the guess as well, but you know, enough complaining. Well, let's just go and win this one so we can gain back some of those points and Yeah, I mean, this really just shows you why I kept it no moving for so long, this series. That was indeed Mazaru, so we're actually, you know, just making a bunch of nice guesses on this one to bounce back. At least I'm not fully tilted. See what's on the next round here. Maybe some Senegal action. Looks like we have some long grass, which is interesting. It is Senegal. Now, I want to say that this is maybe something... It's something southern. I want to say it is maybe something all the way out here, like Tambacounda area. So what would we be on this road maybe if we were there? I might try it. It's probably just something over here as well. Well, that's well possible, but it's just so green that I feel like I have to try something around Tambacounda. So interested to see if I'm right, because my Senegal has never been. It's never been a strong country for me. And yeah, this was just southern something. Yeah. So I'm always shocked by how green this stuff is because it's round on the map. But yeah, it's always green around there, so maybe I should just start guessing there instead, but then I'll just pick the wrong one like I do in Korea. Anyway, this one should be Qatar. Looks like we've got like all the kind of, that kind of building that you get in Qatar, because they were, you know, frantically preparing for the World Cup. And so I would say it was somewhere around here. I mean, these buildings were, like these ones here were these buildings, so I remember that. So we shouldn't be too far away from there if we can see them so clearly. They don't look like them. They look like they're about like 5 blocks away, and yeah, it was just on that highway, so yeah, right near there. I guess they're those buildings then. And he 5Ks, which is nice for him. Let's see what happens on the triple damage round here, hoping I don't go Singapore on Hong Kong again, or vice versa. This one should be somewhere in Colombia. Feels Bogota, kind of. Let's check out pole tops here. No Bogota typical pole tops, I must say. I still think it's Bogota, though. So we don't have like that kind of orange paint that you often get. Could it be Medellin? It kind of feels more Bogota than Medellin to me, I must say. But yeah, I don't really know how I'd gather evidence if I don't have the typical like orange things on the top of the poles. Then yeah, I don't really know how I decide here. So given that that is the case here, let's go to this intersection, see if we get anything. Yeah, I mean, I think the signage is going to be completely useless, but I feel like that starting frame we had some more info here. So the kind of big mountains south there. I mean, yeah, I feel like Bogota looks better here. Let's see if I'm right. Was Bogota there? And that is a fine result. Okay, so Johnny seems to still be playing very well on this duel. Definitely no complaints about his play. So we can't just cruise home to victory here. There are still problems if we run into the wrong country. This is probably like Slovakia or something, but I feel like we do have to move here just until we see something good evidence here. That looks more like a Czech thing, honestly. But I think everything else feels much more Slovak, so I'm just going to trust my vibe here. If it's Czechia, then that is highly inconvenient, but it just looks like the road quality is very poor, and it just kind of feels a bit like Ukrainian almost, with the kind of poor road quality and kind of architecture as well being a bit more run down and bland and stuff, so that's kind of my opinion here. And he did not guess. That's unfortunate. Maybe just didn't have a proper vibe there, but obviously we're going to take it out there, and what are we going to gain here? Just 5 points. I mean, it is at least something based on, or like after our terrible loss. We're going to face him again here, so he goes for the triple. And we have to beat him like 5 times in a row to actually gain, or to even be even with points, actually. So it is pretty rough. This one should be somewhere near Ecuador. And I thought maybe, I mean, let's just go for some extra info here on the corner, see if there's anything to say. A lot of the times they'll have something here on the taxis, I think, but I don't think we see anything this time. And so it is kind of flat. It feels more coastal than anything to me. So I think like Manta is decent here. Guayaquil is probably just fine though. Let's go for that. Well, it's just halfway between, not coastal. Okay, this one is what? Going to be somewhere in the great country of Budapest in Hungary, and I will guess Budapest for that reason. And he has also gone quickly, which I'm pleased about, because these early rounds, when you have the city name, there's really no point in continuing. We'll see what we get next round here. Should be Chile, like north of Santiago somewhere, just the white road lines in the mountains. And so, yes, we should be nearby those places. Oyaya, or however you pronounce it, is not too far away there. Yeah, it's Ovaya, yeah, so we should be, I mean, we're close to what? This place here, yeah. Okay, let's just guess that. 50, I mean, we should be, like, near Iapel or something. But, I mean, there's a chance that he doesn't find them as quickly as I do, so it's good to just guess, especially because I got the region guess. A lot of people at this rating would be good at finding clues, but not as good at the region guess part. So let's see if I'm right about that. Yeah, exactly. He goes a bit too far north there. Clearly didn't find Ovai either. That's going to be 1,000 points damage, which is good. Obviously, would have been a great round to get later on in the video, but that's fine. Okay, round number 4 here. Looks like almost... It's going to say Israel. It's not Israel at all. But where is it? Like a long white plate there. We have to go for info here, obviously. I'm just trying to think what even it can be here. I don't have my vibe yet. I do not have my vibe yet. What is this? Guess we go here. Couldn't think of anything better. It was actually Croatia. Very touch and go around there, because, like, obviously couldn't have ever been, like, something down here with those number plates, but just didn't, like, strike me as anything. Sometimes highway rounds I really struggle with as well, I must say. Anyway, next one here is going to be, like, that's going to be, like, central northern Portugal, I think is fine. Go quickly, just in case he doesn't know. We do have those Portuguese poles, though, so pretty easy. Might be south, but we do have the vineyards and this kind of lush, like, dense amount of trees. I feel like that's a good thing for north here. Expect myself to be relatively correct. It was just near Porto there, so he goes central, and we profit a little bit again. Probably could have gotten closer, but obviously it was never going to be that many points if he was going to always get Portugal. Okay, next round here. Use all the time I can get. It's white road lines. Feels kind of like Slovenian, doesn't it? Let's go for some, like, we don't have any rifts? Oh, we do have rifts. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so we should be somewhere up in the mountains here, if that's the case. If it looks like Slovenia, with that kind of architecture, very green, then it's definitely worth. So does he check the sky? Because I can imagine him going wrong country. And he does go Slovenia, as I said, right up in the mountains there, especially that, like, Serbian border. Looks like that quite a lot. So that's a good thing. Like, if you're in that 50-50, or if you're not quite sure that it is Slovenia, check the sky. Can be a good idea. Is this Isle of Man, I wonder? Just immediately with the Generation 2 coverage. Yeah, in these houses, I'm going to try it, guys. Screw it. Life's too short not to guess Isle of Man sometimes, you know? That is, I mean, it's probably just Northern Ireland, but that's really my attitude today, so let's see if that comes through with some points for us. It would be nice if it did. But yeah, I still think it's good. Let's see if I'm right. It was just Northern Ireland, yeah. But he goes Southern Ireland, so it's actually going to be good damage for us. Indeed. Not quite knockout damage, but very nearly. So if we lost it from here, that would be quite tragic. Okay, this is actually a Delhi round that matters. We have to guess correctly here. So, I mean, obviously we should confirm that it's Delhi first. We don't need to not move. So let's get out here. I mean, taxis, I mean, tuk-tuks look good. And we do indeed have Southern language here. Okay. So let's go for more confirmation here. So yeah, Southern language there. Now, was it Bengaluru? I don't actually remember. But yeah, I guess we'll try Bangalore. I think it is that. Yeah, I think last time it was that. Because I think I've guessed Chennai. Yeah, I've guessed Chennai before and it was wrong. And I really should have clicked middle there because that was like downtown the city. But yeah, he does 75 damage. So we would have had to have been... Yeah, I think it was actually impossible to knock him out there. He was too close. But it's okay, next round here. 3.5 times damage. It's Australia. And it is Victoria. And I don't think it's Melbourne. So could it be Bendigo here, maybe? Yeah. Yeah, I might try Bendigo. It's somewhere, like, regional. Could be... Well, maybe it is Melbourne. I don't know. It'd have to be, like, way outer suburbs, though. It's kind of a strange Melbourne, for sure, if it is. I feel like Bendigo's actually a decent shout here. One of my hometowns, actually. Grew up in Bendigo for 5 years. But, yeah, certainly could be. It's probably just Melbourne. Yeah, okay, it's just on the outskirts, like one of these strange towns on the outskirts. And we do take the win there, which is, of course, nice. We're going to gain another 5 points, which we desperately need at this point. I mean, let's face him again. And we start off with some boat tracker. Definitely glad we didn't get the boat tracker later on in the game. You guys know my woes with the boat tracker, but it looks like it's going to be somewhere in Europe anyway, which is good. Red and blue flag here. Let's try and get some extra info. I don't know if we're actually going to get much here. So let's go purely based off vibes here. Is that actually a minaret? Almost could be Turkey, but I really doubt it with its architecture. What's that flag? I don't know. It's never like a... I'm just going to go France. I don't know what this is. I'm just going to click Paris, guys. Probably a terrible guess. And it is. It's just Belgrade. Serbian flag. Yeah, it was the Serbian flag. Okay. He actually goes France as well, or in Basel. But yeah, I mean, it's fine. Boat truckers, man. Get rid of them. I mean, I know it's a bad guess, objectively, my guess, but like, come on. Let's just not have them in the game anymore, please. Anyway, this one was Taiwan, was it not? Yeah, so I think we saw 04. I'll just go for Taichung. I feel like Taichung's probably 04. Sounds about right to me. Do we see any more? Yeah, 04. So yeah, I assume Taichung. If not, something a little further. Yeah, I feel like it's just Taichung. That really seems right to me for 4. So we'll see if I'm right or not about that. Well, it's just the next one down, like basically connected. So excellent guess from Johnny there. Going to be 91 points damage. And yeah, man, we would be 10 or 15 points up in the video so far. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Okay, this one is going to be somewhere in... Let's check the car here. I thought Guam. Yeah, it is Guam. Okay. So, if we are in Guam, then I don't really need to think about where we're plonking because it's such a small place. But it's probably in the main city here. Yeah, in fact, we may have 5K'd because this is east to west and we're on the road, on the bridge. So, yeah, we basically 5K'd without even guessing on the road there, which is nice. But purely incidental by clicking middle because I didn't actually know that that was there. Okay, next one here. This is Australia, is it? Yeah, it's going to be somewhere in Perth. And let's just go for confirmation here. Yeah, I mean, we've got the yellow posts. I think it is just Perth City itself. So we'll find out if he knows his yellow signpost meta here. It feels very, like, lush. In a way, like, look, this almost feels like kind of tropical. But you have to remember that Perth is actually further north than Sydney is, so I guess that does kind of make sense, unless it was something further north here. But no, it is just Perth indeed. That's obviously great damage. We definitely take a round like that. We need these fast rounds, fast wins, and that's the beauty of Australia. That's what it can give me. So this one, 1.5 times damage in, is it like Dakar or something? No, it's going to be Pakistan. Now, if we're in Pakistan, where do we guess? I guess you go Lahore, but can easily just be Islamabad. Let's see. Was Lahore. Okay, Lahore has the lion's share of the trekker, so because it is so close to India, I guess. But yeah, that's fine. Glad I went for the right decision there. Next one here, we got double damage. Is it like France, Spain, Portugal, indeed? And this time, we don't see such trees this time, so I could see... I still think north, though. I still think north, yeah. Should just be north, but I will go a little bit further south this time, just to hedge it a little bit better. Yeah, he will definitely get the country, so the question is where it is. You know what? Maybe it's just overcast and it is a bit further south. That's kind of my new vibe, because... we don't have that many trees, and something about most of them feels a bit warmer, except for these ones. These ones feel like north ones as well. But yeah, it was just central there. And this time his central hedge does pay off, so just goes to show that the central hedges are good for a reason. Anyway, next one here, going to be somewhere in, is it like Colombia? Looks like Colombia to me. We don't have Colombian crosses, so it should be somewhere in Ecuador. Let's just go for that. Okay, yeah, he misses it. Like accidentally there, and it's going to be knockout damage. So that was pretty nice. Obviously not even a good guess from us. The Ecuador was much further south. We gain another 5 points, so we're coming back up to where we were, which is pretty funny. We're going to face him again here, so why not? Having a decent time against him, all bar that one round. I know I can't stop going on about it, guys, but you know, that was a real pain for me. That was an ego blow as well. Okay, next one here. We should be somewhere up in the mountains in Romania, so I see nothing better than clicking middle here and calling it a day. We'll see if he comes to any info. This is the type of round definitely, like, later on, I should be going for info and, like, looking for city names. But in these early rounds, it's definitely better to go quickly. And it was north there, right on the Ukrainian border. Wouldn't have expected that, to be honest. But to be honest, those Romanian rounds in the mountains are never easy to get. Okay, could this be Åland Islands? Åland? We just see some signage here with a red road. It feels like it probably is. Yeah, I'm just going to go straight for it here. Reason being, we have like what looks to be like some kind of... Actually, I might be wrong. Vansbro should be like pretty seeable if we are there. I feel like we're not actually, but yeah, find out soon enough. It won't be that bad anyway. It probably is just although they are very blue signs. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was actually Finnish language, but then I realized just looking at it, it's just Swedish all along. So not a particularly good guess, but it's fine. Also mostly Generation 2 there, I think. Anyway, it's thinking too quickly today. This one we're driving right. Because it kind of looks like Britain, so I wonder if it's France then. So, what is this actually? I still think it's France. I mean, like, Poles also fit here. So it is France. And I think I clicked Paris here, honestly. Because it it kind of looked like Britain architecture-wise, but it is like very warm as well. So I feel like that kind of just makes sense, doesn't it? But it could also be Brittany, I guess. Yeah, we have like a lot of black roofs and stuff like that. I just seem to always think it's over there, and then it ends up being Paris, so I try it. And it was actually, yeah, kind of a mix between the two things here. A bit warmer, so a bit further south. A bit of this architecture, so a bit further this way. And yeah, that makes sense. Okay, next one here. It's got this type of guardrail, which is only common in some countries. I think we should go Croatia here. I really think Croatia was best. In fact, I'm just going to go for it because, yeah, I just think it's best here. This, like, flat guardrail is very common in Croatia, Serbia. We do, like, jump into Generation 4 here, and he may struggle with this round. It's not an easy one. We have a lot of corn growing around the place here. Poles also fit very nicely for Croatia. And it was over here. Yeah, we put enough pressure on that he accidentally doesn't guess there again. So 4.6. Eastern Europe seems to be Johnny's, one of his weaknesses. Although he has made some nice guesses there as well. So, I mean, kind of depends on the round, of course. This one is very hilly Sweden. Very hilly Sweden in a way that makes me want to, like, look around a little bit here. It's actually Norway. Yeah, of course. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So Lunda, Drangadal. So vibes here should be south. Drangadal, I want to see if I can get to. Drangadal, Drammen. Okay, vibes-wise, I'll probably just take it here. So I wonder if that's nearby at all. Where is it? Okay, it was just there. That's a good thing about, like, yeah, I just, you know, had a good vibe for it. We don't need to see whether things are on the signs. It's just a bonus. It's just a bonus for us because we can just region guess fine. Okay, next one here. Double damage in Thailand. And I think we should go Bangkok here. But let's take a look at the insulators. Yeah, I think you go Bangkok on a round like this, right? It's very densely populated. He'll probably go Bangkok if we put the pressure on as well, so it's really like no big loss if we're wrong. And we don't see any hills, so yeah, I feel like it's good. I wonder what, it could be further east here. I'm seeing some like sandiness on the side of the road. That makes me think it could be further east. Oh, it was Chiang Mai, interesting. Yeah, wouldn't have expected it, to be fair. 66 points of damage for us there, that's fine. Okay, we could have hedged outside of it, in the hopes that we could have won off it, but yeah, that was a difficult Chiang Mai, I think. Okay, next one here. Okay, those pole tops. This is actually difficult. What's that there? Not sure what that would mean, to be honest. Okay, we have a Latvian pole top here. I think Latvia-Estonia border is probably the play here, because this pole top should be more like Estonian, actually. I think. Okay, I'm just going to go in here. I'm just going to get Estonia, actually. And it was Estonia indeed. It was just Tallinn, though. So, yeah, those kind of Italian-style pole tops, the ones with, like, the double knobs, that I have seen a few times in Estonia, probably around the capital as well. So, doesn't really surprise me. Triple damage now. We haven't been able to knock him out. He's been pesky at the moment. This should be France, yeah. I think we click middle here. I think we click middle and call it a day. I really am convinced it's France. And so we just hope we get closer with this guess. I think that's quite reasonable. Red Road as well, that feels good for France. You wouldn't get these long dashes in Belgium. Not that it really looks that much like Belgium anyway, but you can get the same poles. It was all the way over there. He goes on the Belgian border, yeah. And we're slightly closer, but not enough to do anything huge there. That I would not have guessed. So close to Britain? No, wouldn't have guessed there. Okay, next one here. It's a big country, it feels, so this could be bad. It's going to be somewhere in Italy. Vibes-wise, definitely feeling a bit further south here. Could see Sicily or Sardinia here, actually. Want to go for some extra info for sure. SP48. Ooh, yeah, I think SP48, we check Sardinia first. SP48. It's probably too small, right? I would say so. So what about town name here? Sanluri. Oh, there we are. Nice. Okay, that's excellent. Got the vibe of like the palm trees and the kind of strange rolling landscape and the weird mix of vegetation. And we happened to actually find a town. That is a rare and a happy thing to happen to your boy Oscar. So let's see what happens here. He actually gets it as well, which is fair enough. Well, it's kind of a strange looking Italy. And yeah, that is good for him. So we're up to round number 10 here. Obviously, things getting a little bit heated here, especially with a Russia. This is not what I wanted to see, obviously, at such high multis. That's a tilted antenna. And I feel like this is just a hedge kind of round, isn't it? I think we should go for info and to see more landscape, but really, if it starts glitching out and we start moving slowly... To be fair, guys, okay, here's the thing. Like, okay, so, those trees are a bit concerning. Like, the tilted antenna as well, I don't know what that is. the long antenna. It doesn't feel like we'd come to anything too useful here. Just trying to think of how far out I click. Urals might be best here, actually. Yeah, this is scary. This is scary. This is like the worst possible round we could have gotten because, you know, at the best of times, I'm not the best Russia player. I have done my work, but it's a while since I did that. And if we go the wrong direction on the road here and he finds something better than us, then it could be really bad news. Okay, he goes for his guess. Let's see if we get anything here. I don't think we do. So that's all we get left with here. I think we have to hedge it, guys. I think we have to do a big old hedge over here. Let's see what happens. And it was Chelyabinsk. Wow. That's the 2 times it's been Chelyabinsk, and it's actually come massively in our favor. I did consider guessing his side. It was just so flat, though. And there's a lot of Gen 4 in Omsk where you would have that flatness in Siberia. So that's another 5 points. And I think we'll do one more here just to try and get back to the original points we were at here. We're against Nils this time, who I feel like we've played before. Let's see how we can go against Nils, the 1K rated player. We start off here in the number 28 in Poland. Novi Such, which should be a pretty big place, I get the feeling. Okay, well, I found the 27 and 29, so, I mean, surely it's somewhere nearby there. I hope it is. Okay, it was not. The 28 is over here, so, yeah, just didn't follow the pattern of the rest of the highways that were over here, apparently. It's good that our opponent didn't find that, because it could have been 1,000 points difference there. I feel like it's probably a famous place. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Anyway, next one here. Like, is it Croatia? That kind of is the feeling I get about this round, but to be honest, there's no harm in going for a bollard here because I'm actually not too sure. It's a very pale road, and can we actually go further that direction? We can, good. So let's see what we get on this sign here. So, I mean, yeah, still feels good. Let's see if we see a blue strip on this number plate. If we don't, we instantly send, and we don't have any number plate there, but poles are fitting nicely. That is actually Greek, so that's fantastic to know. Yeah, would have gone Croatia here. Obviously, the 2 countries are not that far apart, but it is pleasing to get the right country on a round like this because, well, if he comes up to these signs, it's very easy, but he may have got stuck on the glitch that I got stuck on here, and I had to press W on the keyboard to progress on. So, he goes without a guess. Well, that is really good news for us. Thank you, Nils. Definitely a hard round, but I wonder if he's actually AFK or something. Well, let's just see if we can let him guess first here, because I feel like that's only fair if he needs to reconnect. And we will try and get as close as we can, shall we? So let's see what we get on this round here. Something water. I think we're in Ecuador, right? I didn't actually quite decide yet, but it feels like we're near the coast here, so if we can 5K, we will do that. And so let's see if we can work out the city here. Yeah, I mean, so Cuenca? That's like south, isn't it? I think south. Yeah, we have Cuenca here, but that's not Cuenca. I think that's the province. Or no, but Cuenca has no coast. Interesting. So I think we're in Mashallah. And let's see, Salinas. Interesting. Well, let's see if we can see that instead. There's Salinas. Okay, that makes sense. So, is that actually part of Cuenca province? No, it's not at all. Interesting. I don't know what Cuenca means, to be fair. And so, let's see if we can 5K where we are right now, in Nil's absence, I guess. So, we're going to be like on one of these roads. We're looking at the ocean north there. We're like kind of in this section of the place here. What was that business called just here? What was it? We've got like it was a mini market. And okay, let's just see if we can get our bearings closer to the beach here, and then we'll go back to where we were. So we got this like thing going around, like it's got like a little like interesting. I don't actually see where we are because there should be like a little round thing bending to the east like that, you know. Okay, so Nils has made his guess. That's pleasing to see that he's actually here, and well, we should have obviously pretty much 5K'd here, but I do not see it. That is very interesting indeed. I think I will leave. I mean, feels like, yeah. He actually gets it. Okay, so Nils is just a bit of a slower player. Obviously, next round, clearly he is not AFK. Next round, we go quickly here and see if we can, you know, put the pressure down on him. But let's see what we got on round number 4 here, where we appear to be somewhere in... Is this Portugal? I think so. In which case, I would really suggest Lisbon is most likely. We have all these place names, so I feel like we just go here. But that's double blue plates, so good thing I didn't send. So we have to be somewhere near Labro. I wonder where we actually go here. This kind of feels a bit different, feels a bit... Okay, these are like Rome trees, according to Steak, so I guess we go somewhere near Rome, Labro, I don't see. So I think I will just go, what's a big city we can guess here? I feel like you just go Rome. But it can be all the way up to Florence, really, and a bit further south as well. So let's see. It was just in northern Rome there. Wow. Had the vibes to go with it as well. And we get 16 points. So Nils, clearly a bit of a sign-using player. I like it. We'll see what you do here. This is a bit strange. Somewhere in, I thought it was UK. It's clearly not UK. Maybe it's like, is it like Spain or something? I don't actually know what this is. Like the green thing on the pavement reminds me of Spain. Let's see if we actually get to any signage here. This would have been a difficult round without signage, I feel. But that looks like a Spanish sign. Everything feels good for Spain here, I think. And so, yeah, that's kind of what we're left with here. Do we actually want to go for anything better? I guess this kind of feels north with these, like, green hills. But, no, I actually want to still get extra info here, because I don't know where this is. So, do we actually... Yeah, no strong vibe here, I must say. The black traffic lights are very much a Spain thing, I do feel. We'll see if we can actually read this over here. So... yeah, I don't know. Something... Zonas de Juego. Don't know where that would be, to be honest. Valenciana. I guess we go Valencia then. That's probably the adjective for Valencia. And I think Valencia with that kind of, these hills to the north, can really make sense. And that kind of dryness mixed in with Mediterranean vibe, mixed in with a bit of green. I feel like we are in Valencia. But I would be happy to be wrong here because I'm really not sure. Like vibes-wise, I was pretty caught off guard by this round. So let's see. It was actually just here. He 5Ks. So he knew the town. This guy, clearly, we shouldn't have given him a look back into this game because he's a good player. So let's see what happens on the next one here. Short plate should be Mexico. I think we just go instantly here because he's bad news. This guy, he's a bit too good for us. We got a bit of green on the plate. Now that was a thing. Oh man, these green plates, that was a thing, man. I actually do want to just check to see if we can see any like CDMX taxis or something. We don't see any yet. So let's go out to the main street here. Yeah, so it feels like it's like north of CDMX somewhere. I don't really know what state it is, but I just click like here, I think. Zacatecas could work nicely. I wonder. It's a big ridge there. We should have probably come to this sign, shouldn't we? So Mexico is to our west there. Okay, we're a bit further south here, I think. What's SLP? So yeah, this guy's a beast when it comes to the 5K. We got to insta-guess from now on, guys. We cannot let him get to science. But when it's so urban, I knew that he probably could. And this is a highway. No. Highways, obviously, he's going to be able to get to science really easily. But this should just be somewhere in the Netherlands. And I guess I would just click in that kind of populated pocket over here and call it a day because he will 5K. I guarantee it. Otherwise, he probably, honestly, with a name like Nils, he probably knows exactly where this is. He's probably driven the bridge before, if you know what I'm saying. But we'll have to see if that's true or not. I think he's going to 5K. He doesn't though, and we are slightly closer there. He goes Amsterdam. It's even like something almost similar to his name, and he doesn't get it. How disappointing. Okay, triple damage here, and we're back in urban, which, gosh, guys, this just shows you how much urban locations the world map has. And I think it's like Washington State, though, I mean, we know how Washington State has done me wrong in the past, so we have to check number plates here. Actually, let's just check number plates. I do know the difference. That also looks much more like a Washington plate than anything. That does too. So yeah, I think we go Seattle here. Look, Portland can look very similar. We could be in Vancouver, Seattle. I mean, Vancouver, Washington. But yeah, I think the number plates are correct enough, plus these trees, these like big, what do you call them, pine-looking things, evergreens, should be good for where I've clicked. I really hope. I really hope. But yeah, plates should be correct, and it is Seattle there. He's still playing nicely, and he's still going to keep himself in the game here with that guess. 700 points damage. Damn, an urban round that Nils failed? That's crazy, bro. I never would have expected. Okay, next round here. This is actually rural, which is good. And it should be somewhere in Chile, but it's not. So let's check out where we are. We've got no antenna, and we've got A-type guardrail. Is this ever North Macedonia? I think it's too flat. But I don't know where this is, to be honest. We have chevrons here. We do have black and white chevrons. This is actually Spain, which is kind of surprising. Is that sign Spanish enough? I think it has to be, right? Black and white chevron does fit. You know, it is... I feel like I'm missing something here. Could it ever be France? No, surely not. Like lack of antenna. I mean, it could be Italy still. Okay, I actually want to go for signage here. Was that a black back of a sign there? I feel like it was. Guys, I still don't... That was a black back of the sign. Huh! It doesn't look like Italy, though. I mean, this is weird, guys. I gotta investigate this further. Okay, that is like looking like an Italian sign, surely. SP3. What do you go here? It has to be something southern, I assume. SP3. Huh. Click here and hope for the best. I feel like that's kind of legit, guys. I feel like it is actually Sardinia, but I'm also kind of scared of. Yeah, I'm clicking middle. Let's do it. Let's do it. Nils is the ultimate urban guesser, so this is not his type of round. He may not have figured out that it's Italy yet, although he probably has if he saw this. But finding it's another challenge. So if we are here and we just happen to be closer, then that's fantastic, obviously. And so it was Sardinia, where I thought it was, and he goes in Sicily, and that will be GG. So, bit of a, what you call it, tactic there, a little bit of a sussy tactic, but we at least end the episode about where we started, just a few points below. So that is at least something, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Yeah, my worst guess ever. I think that's a good title for the video if I don't use it. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I'll see you guys in a video very soon. As always, thank you for watching, and goodbye.